this product. This is one of my favorite products. It's something that I take on a day-to-day basis. It's probably a product that'll never go without. Excuse me. It is our most advanced anti-aging supplement, as you can see there. It's developed from our gene expression insights into healthy aging. Now, when we talk about gene expression, we're talking about inside of our cells we have DNA, okay? And DNA is the makeup of who we are. But within DNA, we have segments of that are called genes. And we have about 20,000 genes. And each of those genes are the exact same in every cell inside the body. But what makes a skin cell different from an immune cell or a digestive cell or a liver cell or a kidney cell? Well, gene expression, right? So you have certain genes that are turned on and certain genes that are turned off that actually differentiate into the different cell types. So that's what gene expression is. In addition to that, what we care about isn't necessarily the different cell types that we have in the body, but what we care is how does gene expression change with the aging process, and how can we improve that by selecting ingredients that mimic a more healthy gene expression pattern inside the body. And that's what we've done with ageLOC Youth. Number two, there's a blend of natural ingredients that are really hard, if not impossible, to get, even from a very healthy diet. So these are ingredients like purple corn. I mean, unless you live in Peru, you're probably not getting a lot of purple corn, and it really is a super ingredient, one of our top screening ingredients as it relates to healthy gene expression. Purple corn was just incredible. It ranked super high. Citrus bioflavonoids, even if people eat citrus fruits, you're probably not getting a lot of those ingredients just because the bioflavonoids are primarily concentrated in the peel or in the rind, so in the outside portion of the fruit. And so it's usually bitter, and usually people don't take it. And so another good ingredient is fish. A lot of people don't eat a lot of fatty fish, so things like salmon, anchovies, and sardines. And even if we do, are we getting enough on a regular basis to be able to provide some of these health and wellness benefits? Just to give you a frame of reference, in America, we consume about roughly 100 milligrams a day of EPA and DHA, whereas you compare that to a place like Japan where they eat more fatty fish, they get about 1,000 milligrams a day. So there's a very, very big difference in terms of where we are in America and some definite improvements that we can make to our diet. And then number three, it modulates what we call aging defense mechanisms. So these are natural mechanisms that exist inside the body that provide these systemic health and wellness benefits. So this is probably a slide that none of you have seen before, but this is actually from a study that was just published last month. This is a study that we're very proud of that really validates this gene expression effect, but not just in the brain. What we've shown you previously is in the brain cortex. You can see in the green panel on the left-hand column, you can see that represents typical aging. The orange represents healthy aging. So this is a model of anti-aging that we know that works really well to improve the aging process. And then the red is the same group as typical aging, but they're given ageLOC Youth to see how it mimics or how it matches healthy aging inside the body. And when you look at these, this is what's called a statistical analysis, where they cluster the different groups together. And you can see that between healthy aging and ageLOC Youth in the brain, in the muscle, and in other tissues inside the body, it's indistinguishable. In other words, this statistical analysis can't differentiate between those two because they're overlapping. They're so similar in their gene expression patterns, which is a really good indicator to us that what ageLOC Youth is doing is it's really mimicking this healthy aging pattern inside the body as it relates to gene expression. Each of these columns that you can see, I mean, they're so skinny it's hard to count them all. But if we were to count them all, you would see that there's between 2,000 and 4,000, approximately 2,500 to 3,300, 3,500 there in each of these tissues that are changing in a positive direction with ageLOC Youth. So that is the power behind this. And one thing I do want to mention is that even though there's about 3,000 or so genes that are changing and aging, and with this product, these are actually very different genes. There's very little overlap in gene expression between the brain, between the muscle, between these other tissues. And that makes sense if you think about it. The way that our brain ages is going to be different from muscle or from fat tissue or liver tissue or skin tissue or whatever it might be. And so this is a really, really good indicator to us scientifically that these benefits, these gene expression benefits that we see, are not just in one tissue. They really are systemically playing an incredible role with mimicking healthy gene expression patterns inside the body. So Aging defense mechanisms. These are mechanisms that exist in the body, and they work really well when we're young. The problem is with aging and with outside and inside insults, these mechanisms, they decline in their function and in their ability to protect us. And so it's really all about gene expression that controls these. And what are these mechanisms? So tissue renewal, this relates to just healthy renewal inside the body. A lot of the cells that we have, we weren't born with, right? Cells are constantly undergoing a division process, some a lot faster than others, right? When you think about white blood cells, those are very, very quick. Red blood cells take a little bit more time. In the liver, well, in any case, every tissue is a little bit different, but bone is maybe a good example. There's this bone remodeling that occurs, and this is a constant dynamic process that happens on a regular basis. And so healthy tissue renewal is super critical in the body. Metabolism, another key mechanism. What I want to point out here is that ageLOC Youth is not a quick weight loss product. A lot of people think of metabolism as quick weight loss. This is more helping to mimic healthy metabolism for the aging process. When you think about aging and our metabolism, what happens is generally our ability to control sugar and insulin declines. In addition to what happens is when we have too much sugar and we have too much insulin, that triggers fat storage and fat metabolism. And so there's this shift where we tend to store more fat and burn less fat as we age. And so we really wanted to look at what are ingredients and what is gene expression that relates to a healthy metabolism for the aging process. Antioxidant defense, this is a given. But ageLOC Youth, we wanted to focus not just solely on these extrinsic antioxidants, so things like vitamin C or vitamin E that we get from diet. We also wanted to focus on what are the ingredients that can help to produce intrinsic antioxidants or antioxidants on the inside of our body. So these are things like glutathione, glutathione peroxidase. I mean, there's a whole system inside the body. And so we really worked well to look at the science and what are the best combination of antioxidants to put inside of ageLOC Youth. Detox and stress response. This is a given, but this is a key thing. I mean, detox, we're exposed to toxins on a regular basis, from smoking, from the environment, from pollution. We want to protect our cells and our body. And stress, you want our cells to respond to stress in an effective and a healthy way. And we looked at some of the science behind that, some of the mechanisms, for example, NRF2, that plays a key role with how does our body handle detox and how does our body handle stress in an effective and a healthy manner. Inflammatory balance. This to me is actually one of the most crucial things because when it comes to aging, when our body is working well, there's usually not a lot of issues. But when the body doesn't work well and we have this inflammation that fires up, it can become chronic. And chronic inflammation is really a trigger for just bad things, for problems inside the body, for wreaking havoc. I call it a silent killer. Because this chronic inflammation really impairs our health and wellness systems inside the body. It accelerates the aging process. And so we really looked at some of the science behind ingredients that impact gene expression, but also that support this mechanism of a healthy inflammatory balance inside the body. And then last but not least is DNA protection and repair. When we think about repair enzymes that we have inside the body and inside the cells, I mean, they're working on a regular basis, but they need adequate cell division. They need adequate nutrients to be able to support that process in a healthy manner. So when those mechanisms are working properly, we can really see the systemic benefits inside the body, from your head to your toe, from brain to skin to metabolic to bone. I mean, you can see all the benefits there for yourself. What's incredible for me as a scientist is when I talk to people and when I travel the world, of course, not traveling right now. There are many restrictions. We're trying to stay at home. But it's incredible to me to hear the testimonials of people who take ageLOC Youth or any one of our other incredible health and wellness products for that matter. But specifically talking about youth right now, these testimonials really motivate our entire scientific team because we see that products are changing lives. And the theme that I hear over and over again is that people don't know what they're missing out on until they actually take one of these products. And when they feel better, they have better health and wellness. Maybe they sleep better. Maybe they see heart health or skin health. Whatever improvement that they see, that they notice, it's something that people don't realize they're missing until they actually take one of our incredible products. And so don't be afraid to reach out and to invite someone and say, hey, we have these incredible products. You just got to try it yourself and see the difference and feel the difference in your life. And I certainly have. By taking youth, by taking Reishi Max, I take many of our PharmaNex products and many of our Nu Skin products, that is.